In Seesaw, you can create audio and video of one of your students. For example, if they're working on a particular skill, and then you can put it in a folder, which you can either make for your own private use as you track assessment things throughout the year, or which you can also share with the student so that they can see their own progress on a particular skill, and so their family can see it as well. Well, let me show you how to do that. First, you're going to log into your Seesaw classroom and then just simply click Add, the green button there, and you're going to choose Post Student Work. Notice all the different tools that come up. You could make a note about the student. You could take a picture of a piece of work they made. In this case, we're going to make a video. So I'm going to click on Video. The video screen appears. Now, this is something I'm doing on my laptop, but you could also do it on your phone or your tablet, so that that just might be easier to manage when you're in the classroom context. And here we go. I have the student in front of the camera. I'm going to press the space bar, and the student's going to count. Ready? 1. Oh, it's got to record. 1, 2, 3. Press the space bar to stop recording. And then I'm going to say that I'm done. Now I can actually do some more editing. For example, I could add a text box to remind myself what this is. I could say counting. I could even add the date if I want. Oops. And then I can drag the text box around if I'd like. Once you're all done here, then click on the green check mark. Done. At this point, you've created a video, and you need to tell Seesaw who will you assign the video to. This is kind of exciting. You can assign a video to multiple students' journals, because that way, for example, if you have 3 students telling a story together, you can record all 3, click on all 3 of them, and then it goes into all 3 of their journals, but no one else in the class. But in this case, it was just for I'm a student, so we'll click on Ima's box and then the green check mark. Okay, what folder do I want this in? Let's make this a math folder. So I'm going to say math, and it's specifically for assessment. Let's say, so I'll make it green because why not? And then click on the check mark. I love that the green check mark is always in the same place. It just makes it easy. Okay, so now I have this new folder. We see the box checked here. It's in the math folder. And let's say I only want this folder for my use. So I'm going to click on the the little padlock icon at the bottom of the screen. And that tells me that I'm going to keep it private. If I change my mind, I can just slide that over to gray. But yeah, for now, I'll make it private. Let me show you another feature in Seesaw that will help you really keep track of the very many pieces of data that you're collecting and organize them and find them later. And that is the skills feature. Now, of course, sometimes when you give an assessment item to students, there may actually be 3 or 4 different skills that it is measuring. And with the skills feature, you can actually tag the same piece of work with multiple skills. Here's how it all works. Up here next to the folders tab is a little skills tab that I'm going to click. And if there's a skill that I have never tested before, I'll actually need to add it as a new skill. So let's call this new skill. Now, in the example activity that I did, it was a counting activity. That's not really on the DRDP. But let's pretend the student was telling me about their weekend, and I've remembered that that is a way of measuring expressive language, which is an ELD skill in the DRDP. So I'm going to click. Once I clicked new activity, I'm going to add the title of my new skill. I can give it a code if I want. I believe it's ELD2. Give it a grade level. I wish there were a TK, but PK is about as close as we'll get. We can call this subject is ELD. You can add more information below all that if you want. Now, as with always in Seesaw, to save changes, I click the green check mark at the top right of the screen. And now we'll see that I have this new skill created called self-expression. And so I can now click the checkbox for that. And also I can rate the skill. So I know the DRDP has multiple, not just levels, but within those levels, there are smaller levels. So, the best we can do is give it 4 stars, a 4-star rating scale, or 6. But let's just say I would give this a 3 on my rating scale, and then I click the checkbox. So now I have posted this item to the Seesaw classroom, and I have put it in a folder, and I have also given it tags for different skills, which I then rated. How do I access it in the future when it's buried down in the feed? Easy. I go over to my class roster on the right. I find IMA, and then I click on IMA's little folder icon. These are all of IMA's folders, all right there. And I could just click on math, or I could click on the teachers only folder, either one. And there's the post. Now notice down here, I see it in 2 folders. If I want to take it out of the private folder and let the student have access to and their family through the journal and through the Seesaw app, then I just click on the checkbox. They will give you a second opportunity to change your mind. So yes, I do want to remove that. I am done. Going to click the done check, and voila. So if I want to check all my students' progress on a skill, I tap on the student, IMA, and then I click on progress over here, and I click on skills view, and here we have all of the different times I have measured a particular skill, in this case self-expression, and all of the ratings that the student got for that. This means we have one item right there, and we see it got a 3. How do I edit the skills if I want to? I go over to the wrench, and I scroll on down in this pop-up, and I click on manage skills. So here I can find skills that I've created in the past and restore them, or I can archive old ones that I'm done with. I can also create a new skill. In addition to managing skills, you can change your rating scale. You can even decide the color scheme that you want for the 4 points or 6, or however many you choose. There it is, only 5,439 more assessment points for the DRDP. Okay, I'm just kidding. But good luck to you all. I hope this is a useful tool, and I hope that you find it fun to use and that your kids enjoy it as well.